Are you struggling to write content that actually connects or even just get started? Keep watching because this video is for you. By the end you'll know how to use AI to write content faster, easier and with way more confidence, even if you've never thought of yourself as a writer. Now before we get started, can I ask one small favour? If you like what I do here, can you please hit the subscribe button? That keeps me energized to bring you more content. Thank you very much. Let's get into it. Let's begin with tip number 1, which is to use AI to beat writer's block very quickly. Now I can't tell you how many people I've worked with who sit down to write, stare at the screen and then think, where do I even start? Now the real issue here isn't actually laziness, it's decision fatigue. That's why I recommend using ChatGPT or Notion AI as a creative jumpstart. So just ask the AI, give me 10 blog post ideas for someone starting an online coaching business. So there's the prompt you can use. Now you don't need to feel very inspired, you just need a prompt to get moving. Now you're not alone if you feel like your ideas aren't good enough. That fear is what stops a lot of people from ever writing the first sentence. But here's the shift. You can actually let AI help you get out of a messy first draft. Now it doesn't have to be pretty, it just needs to actually exist. Once it's on the page, editing is 10 times easier. Now one of my students, Alicia, used to spend 2 to 3 days writing a single email. Now she drafts 3 per hour using ChatGPT and then just edits them with her own voice. Now her confidence has really gone up, and so has her consistency. Now I suggest that you use prompthero.com to find creative prompts others are already using, so I highly recommend you check that out. It's a really great way to actually learn how to talk to AI in ways that actually work. Now you can save the ones that get good results, and then you can build your own private idea machine over time. Now you don't want to wait for inspiration to strike, that's actually a bit of a myth. Professional writers don't wait to feel creative, they just start with simple frameworks. So you can just ask the AI for a list post outline, something like the 7 mistakes online coaches make or something like that, and then let it generate the bones for you. You just need to bring the personality, the insights and some of the truth into it. Now the key thing to remember is that AI doesn't take away your voice, it actually frees and enhances it. I've seen people go from doubting their ideas to owning their message just by getting past that first paragraph. Now one of my clients, Jared, used AI to actually write his very first blog post. He now publishes weekly. Before that he hadn't even posted in about 6 months. Now if your brain feels a bit scattered, I recommend using Notion AI with your daily content planner. Just write a rough sentence like click continue writing and then watch it expand on your idea. It's really great for those mornings when your mind isn't fully awake but you actually need to get things done. Now a powerful tip is to actually ask ChatGPT to act like someone you actually admire. Then just try write a newsletter introduction like Seth Godin. So there's a prompt you can use. And the results will really surprise you and it teaches you how to be more of you in your own writing. And then when you mix AI structure with your human story and your human inject, your content becomes much more magnetic for your audience. Now I've put together some free training resources to help you build an online income source using AI. Go and click the link below in the description to find out more. Now back to the video. Let's now move on to tip number 2, which is to use AI to save time with repetitive writing tasks. Now content creation shouldn't be a second full-time job. If you're spending hours writing the same type of content such as captions, product blurbs or even emails, then you can actually delegate 80% of it to AI. Tools like copy.ai or jasper.ai are fantastic for cranking out high volume, low effort content that still sounds really on brand. Now if you're already creating long form content like blogs or YouTube scripts, then don't start from scratch every time. I suggest that you use ChatGPT to turn one long blog post into a LinkedIn post, 5 or 6 tweets or X's, an Instagram caption and even a lead magnet. Now one of my students, Chris, turned his old Medium articles into an entire email welcome sequence using AI, and his open rate jumped from 22% to 38% simply because the content was already proven and just needed to be restructured. Now you don't need to write more, you just need to write once and repurpose very smartly. I recommend that you actually create prompt templates like the following. Turn this YouTube transcript into a motivational carousel for Instagram. So there's a prompt that you can use. You'll actually save hours and actually increase your output in the process. Now here's a controversial truth. Most content doesn't actually need to be rewritten, it just needs to be reformatted. I've seen people actually double their reach just by changing a blog into a storytelling tweet thread. AI makes that kind of transformation very simple. Now one of my favourite tools is hoppycopy.co. It's designed for writing emails and it comes with swipe templates that you can actually train AI on. Now if you're writing newsletters, if writing newsletters actually stresses you out, this is a game changer. You can actually plug in an idea and have a polished scroll stopping email in about 10 minutes. A really smart way for you to save time is to create a content bank inside Notion or even Trello, and then you can just add your original posts and let AI remix them for you. Now this is how my student Amara, a busy full-time mum building a side hustle, was able to create 30 days of content in just one Sunday afternoon. Now if you find yourself thinking, I don't have time for content, it's not about the time, it's about the systems that you've got in place. Just let AI become your writing assistant. You still control the message, but now you're no longer drowning in the actual details. Let's now move on to tip number 3, which is to use AI to improve and edit your content without hiring an editor. Now you don't have to be a good writer to create powerful content, you just need to be able to connect. If editing freaks you out or your content feels a bit flat, then just use Grammarly or WordTune to instantly level up your writing. Now these tools aren't just for fixing typos, they actually make your sentences much stronger, your tone much clearer and your message much sharper. Now I suggest that you run every blog, caption or even email through ChatGPT and just ask the following question. What parts of this feel unclear, boring or weak? So there's the question you can ask. And you'll get some suggestions in just a few seconds that help you punch it up and actually clarify your message. Now one of my students, Tanya, who runs a small digital product store, did this with her Etsy descriptions and saw her sales actually jump just from clearer copy. Now most people edit by adding more, but the best editors actually cut away the noise. So just ask the AI, shorten this paragraph and make it more emotionally engaging. So there's the prompt you can use, and it'll actually reveal what actually matters to your reader, and you'll become a better writer in the process. Now if your tone feels a bit stiff or overly formal, then just ask ChatGPT, rewrite this in a more fun and casual tone like Mel Robbins. So there's another prompt you can use. Now this one change actually helped my student D completely transform her engagement rate. Her audience finally felt like she was actually speaking to them. Now the myth that you really need to write like a pro is probably what keeps a lot of people silent. The truth is the most authentic voices win, especially now. AI helps you polish what you already know how to say. You're not actually cheating, you're just sharpening your voice and your message. Now one tip I always share with clients is to ask AI to actually highlight your strongest line. Often it will pick a sentence that you have completely overlooked, and that line then becomes your hook. Now this is how one of my students, Leo, actually found his best performing Instagram caption. It was buried in the middle and AI pulled it out and made it the actual headline. Now a cool strategy is to give ChatGPT a rough post and then just say, give me 3 alternative endings with a stronger call to action. So there's the prompt you can use, and you'll get some new ways to actually guide your audience towards action without sounding very pushy. And that turns passive readers into buyers. Let's now move on to tip number 4, which is to use AI to build a full content strategy. Now many creators out there are stuck not because they don't have any ideas, but because they don't know what to post and when. Now I recommend that you ask ChatGPT, create a 30-day content calendar for a life coach helping burned out professionals. So there's a prompt you can use, and you'll get some daily themes, some ideas and some calls to action very quickly. And you can build strategy around your buyer's journey by using AI to plan awareness, trust building and even sales content. Now my client Emily, a mindset coach, Asked AI to break down her offers into story-based content. This usually works quite well. And she went from random posts to a clear 3-week launch runway. That finally made sense, and it actually showed in her DMs. Now, a great tool to explore is Okoya.com, so that's OCOYA.com. It actually helps you plan, generate and schedule AI-powered content across different platforms. Now you can actually upload your branding and even set tone presets so it stays you every time. Now I suggest mapping content themes by the week. So week 1 can be myths, week 2 can be how-tos, and week 3 can be testimonials, and week 4 can be a soft pitch. That's just an example. Then you can use AI to generate 5 or 6 angles for each theme. Now you've got 20 or 30 different pieces of content with intention and without any chaos. Now here's a myth that can hold a lot of people back. I need to post every day to stay relevant. This is not necessarily the case. You need to post with some strategy. Now one of my students, Maya, went from posting 7 times a week to 3, and her engagement actually increased because the posts were better aligned and much better written with AI's help for her audience. Now you can use Trello, Notion or ClickUp to actually house your AI generated content strategy. I recommend that you label content by the goals. So this could be awareness, it could be authority, it could be connection or even conversation or even conversion. Then when you're in a launch, you can just pull from the right categories. This is a really good way to do things. Now one easy way to build a community with AI content is to just ask. Create a post that encourages audience responses based on this topic. So there's the prompt you can use. And it helps you to get more comments and connection. And that shifts your content from a monologue to a two-way conversation. Let me now give you tip number 5, which is to use AI to discover and lock in your unique voice and brand tone. Now one of the biggest blocks that I see, especially in new content creators, is not knowing how to actually sound like themselves. If your posts feel generic or even forced, it's probably because you haven't locked in your tone yet. Now the good news is AI can actually help you discover your true voice. So try feeding ChatGPT 3 to 5 of your old social media posts, emails or even your DMs, and then just ask it, what's the common tone here and how can I make it stronger? So there's the prompt you can use, and you'll be shocked just how accurate it can actually break it down in your natural style. Now I suggest using a free tool like voicepen.ai if you're more comfortable speaking than writing. You can actually record your ideas out loud and it will turn your voice into blog posts or even newsletters. Then you can just drop that text into ChatGPT and ask it to refine your tone while keeping the personality. Now one of my students, Julia, who is a fitness coach, used this exact process and finally felt like her content sounded like her and not like some AI robot. Her audience immediately started DMing her with things like, it feels like you're talking directly to me. So basically she was getting much better engagement from her DMs. Now a lot of people try to copy successful influencers' tones thinking that's what works, but that's the fast lane to sounding quite bland. The truth is what works is owning your natural energy, whether that's bold, nurturing, direct, funny or even intense. Now to help you find it, just ask ChatGPT, give me 3 versions of this caption. One can be humorous, one inspiring and one brutally honest. So there's the prompt you can use. Then just try all 3 and see which one feels most aligned, and that is your voice. Now if your content feels a bit off or doesn't get too much engagement, it's usually a tone mismatch. I recommend checking out writers.com tone detector. It's a simple tool that shows how your content comes across emotionally, and you can use it to test your landing pages, your emails and even your IG captions. That way you can make small changes that create massive connection. Now one of my clients, Nico, used to write content that sounded super stiff because he thought professional meant formal. Now once he started asking ChatGPT to rewrite his posts in a more casual and confident tone, just like talking to a smart friend, everything began to change. He actually doubled his post saves on Instagram within just a few months. Not by posting more, but by just sounding more real. Now, if you want your voice to be instantly recognizable, I suggest creating a voice guide using Notion or Google Documents. You can just paste in a few of your best performing posts, define your brand words, and phrases that you love, and even phrases that you never use. Then just upload that guide into tools like Jasper AI as a tone reference. This keeps your voice very consistent across different platforms, even if AI is helping you to actually write it. Now here's the transformation that happens when you get this right. Your audience starts saying things like, "It feels like you're in my head," so you'll get better results and better engagement from your audience. That level of connection turns followers into loyal fans and even clients. Now when your content reflects exactly who you are, people begin to trust it more, and that trust usually converts better. AI won't replace your voice, it'll help you to refine it so it cuts through the noise. Wow, that's it for this video. Now, if you're serious about building your online business and creating a sustainable online income, take the next step now. Click the link below in the description or in the comments and go through to my website, where you can find some free training resources to help you get started right away. These free step-by-step resources are designed to guide you through launching a successful online business and generating online income streams. So don't wait, take action today. Click the link below and start your journey right now. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It really does energize and motivate me to create more content for you. Thank you very much indeed. And if you want to connect on social, you can find me on LinkedIn and Instagram. The links are in the description below. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel, and have a wonderful day.